I'm going to be testing out 5 different windshield reaching tools to see which one may be the best fit for you. And to find out which one's the best, we're going to be looking at a few different things. We're going to be testing out the overall length or actual reach of the tool. We're going to look at the head shape and size, the accessories that each of these come with, the strength of the wand before it starts to bend, as well as the quality of the actual microfiber that comes on these. So in today's video, we're going to be checking out the invisible glass tool, the reacher from AUTOFIBER, this tool from Rain-X, a nice foldable compressible option that I found at my local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. And no comparison is complete without something from Amazon, right? So we have this tool here, and this one was the highest rated that I could find on Amazon. Has a nice telescoping handle, so really cool. So first up, let's talk about the accessories, and right off the bat we have the invisible glass tool. This one's been around for a while. As far as I know, this was the first one that I ever saw to hit the market. Tons of people have written me saying that they love this thing. I will say the microfiber quality may not be the best. It did separate as I was just putting it over the head of the unit. But the head of the unit is very, very large, which is nice. It's more of a waffle weave type of microfiber, which is known to be great for windows. Nice long handle, and a lightly cushioned backing plate. Not great cushioning, you can see right through the foam, but better than nothing. Now this tool comes with the wand itself, 1 and 2 microfiber sleeves, and then a little mesh bag for storage. Next up, we have the reacher tool from AUTOFIBER, and with this you get the wand, which has a nice Velcro backing on it. You get a backing plate, this is the part that is my favorite about this tool. It's a very nice spongy backing plate, which allows you to compress that, and you're getting even compression, even pressure across the whole windshield as you're cleaning it, getting you fantastic results. Now you can just simply place this on here, and then they give you 3 sets of microfiber towels. Now this is a flip towel, so you have a nice twist loop microfiber. This is from AUTOFIBER. They're a manufacturer of microfiber towels. So this is premium microfiber here, guys. And then you flip it over, and this one has either waffle weave, or they also have an option where you can get just a smooth surface. Both of them work phenomenally well. And the cool part about this is once you are done with it, once this side is saturated, flip it over and you have a nice, fresh, clean side to work with. Again, you get 3 of these. Moving on to the Rain-X tool. Very, very basic setup here, guys. You get the extension itself. You get just this one piece of microfiber, but it is a flip towel as well. So you get a basic microfiber towel here. And this one, it does worry me. I do feel like this will leave some linting behind. Nothing worse than when you're cleaning a windshield or window in general and it leaves little bits of lint behind. It's the worst, but you could also flip this one over and then you do have a smooth side as well. Now the wand on this one is actually a spray bottle that spins right off. And this is just filled with a Rain-X solution to clean your windows. Moving on to the tool that I picked up in my local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. Really cool feature where it does fold up and then it just snaps into place. You can see the little prong here to snap it into place. It stays nice and stout. You do get the head, you get 3 of these heads, but again, I am concerned about that microfiber. If it's a lower grade microfiber, which it kind of feels like, I am concerned with that leaving linting behind, but it is just a basic Velcro backing plate onto this little textured piece here. Again, very, very hard backing plate, so not a lot of compression to get that even disbursement of pressure, but the actual microfiber does have a little bit of a sponge to it. And last but not least, we got the tool from Amazon. Again, very, very cool telescoping handle that is extremely stout, doesn't bend at all. The only problem that I have with this thing is that the backing plate is rock hard. There's 0 foam or 0 cushioning to it, so it's going to be a hard edge on your glass. In total, you get 4 pieces of the microfiber, but again, guys, this one seems to be the lowest quality of the group, so very concerned with linting, and it is a very, very thin piece of microfiber. Along with the tool, they also send you a small spray bottle, which is cool, and a bag for storage. So next up, we're going to test the strength of the wand itself before it starts to flex. So we're going to start off with the tool from Rain-X. Now, the cool thing about this one is it flips both ways, so you can handle this however you want, this way or this way, because it flips right over. This is the only tool that also has multiple point positioning, where you can move the tool this way. All of them will do this, except this one is the only one that also moves side to side, which is pretty cool. So hopefully you can see the scale here now. I'm going to go ahead and hit it there and hit with pressure, and it immediately just bent out immediately right here at the separation. Because this screws in and it's a bottle, it's just a soft plastic, it is bending out right away, which is not ideal. Let me go ahead and tighten it down, see if we can try it again. And there we go, a little bit better. We're getting about to, yeah, it won't even get to 10 pounds because it's compressing. Next up, we're looking at the tool from Amazon. Again, this one extends out, so we'll test it in 2 different ways. This thing feels extremely stout, so I'd be surprised if we would get this to bend at all. But I'm gonna go ahead and start it right about there. And here we go. 0 bend, 30 pounds, 35 pounds, yeah. No flex at all. Let's go ahead and extend it out and see if there is any flex after that. Here we go, and push, and no. Zero flex to it, so very, very robust tool. Next up, we'll do the AUTOFIBER reacher tool. Again, this is actually a thinner piece here, so I'm assuming it's a flex quite a bit more than the other. We're definitely flexing here up to 15 pounds, so decent amount of flex. But again, because the head's so soft and cushy, I don't think it makes as much of a difference compared to the ones that have no backing at all. But if we're just considering the strength of the handle, this one's not the best. Next up, the Viking tool from my local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. And we're gonna go ahead and bend it. It's flexing 10 pounds. I would say 10 pounds, and then it gets to a useless position. And last but not least, the invisible glass tool. Again, this one I'm expecting to be pretty strong here, so yeah, there's no flex to it. Let me go ahead and go two-handed, up to 22 pounds, no flex. So to be perfectly honest, I remember using this tool in the past and I didn't like it because I felt a lot of flex. I'm wrong about that. There's zero flex to this. Maybe because the head design, the head does flex quite a bit, so maybe that's what I was feeling. But if we're gonna go ahead and rank these as far as the stability of the handle, the Rain-X tool is in last place. Second to last, I would say, is the Viking tool. There was just quite a bit of flex all the way across. If the whole handle was at this angle, I think it would be okay, but since it flexes back, it wants to bend at that point. From there, in third place is going to be the AUTOFIBER reacher tool. We did get some flex, but less than this one. And again, I think it's less of an issue because of the heavily padded head. And then these two were pretty much equivalent. There really wasn't any flex to them. I will give the win though to the one from Amazon because it has the ability to extend out and then you still get zero flex. So fantastic reach and really, really stout handle. Okay, now let's go ahead and look at the overall head size of each of these units. First off, we have the two here. These are about the same size, really. Slightly different shape, but about the same coverage size. So the Rain-X and the one from my local O'Reilly Auto Parts store are on the bottom end here. Next up, we have the one from Amazon, slightly larger head, nice shape to it. Then we have the one from AUTOFIBER, slightly different shape here, but just about the same size. Total surface area, I would say, is about equal. But when you add on the microfiber, you're getting a larger surface area. And then by far, the single largest head is the one from Rain-X. Next up, I'm gonna go ahead and test the length of them to see how far you can actually reach with each of these tools. So I have my tape measure here. We're gonna go ahead and look at each one of these. So first up is the Rain-X tool. From the tip of the head down to the bottom of the handle, we are at 15.5 inches. Then we move on to the one that I picked up from my local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. Again, from the tip down to the end of the handle, and it shows, I mean, just shy of 19 inches. This one actually advertises an 18-inch reach, so that's fair. Then we will look at the one from Amazon. From the tip of the head down to the base of the handle is about 16.5 inches, but again, this one is the one that is telescoping, so we're gonna go ahead and extend it out and remeasure. So it's simple, just twist the handle, pull it out, twist it to tighten it again. And now from the tip of the tool down to the handle is an impressive about 23.5 inches. So extreme reach there, guys. Now we look at the AUTOFIBER reacher tool. From the tip down to the end of the handle, 15.5 inches. And finally, the tool from Invisible Glass, from the tip down to the end of the handle, and we are just shy of 20 inches. Now let's head out to my van. We'll really quickly just use each of these on the big giant glass of my Sprinter van, and I'll give you an anecdotal recommendation of which one I think is feeling the best. Now again, the one that I use and I highly recommend already is this one from AUTOFIBER because of the super squishy backing plate that you can put on this, but I'll try and be as unjudgmental as possible and really give all of these a fair shake. Okay, so here I am in the van. We're gonna do the same order. So we're gonna start off with the Rain-X tool. I have just a bottle of water here. This is not how I normally clean the windows with a reacher tool like this. I will put a link in the description and also up here for you guys so you can see how I do it using the reacher tool from AUTOFIBER. But here we go. I'm just going to spritz some water onto the glass and rub it down just to see how it feels. So the Rain-X tool is going along nicely. Actually, I thought that I was going to like the fact that it can spin both, forward and backwards and side to side. But it actually is hindering me because as I'm going up and down, it's kind of maneuvering all over itself on its own. So I actually don't like that. Now, as far as the handle goes, again, this was the weakest of the bunch, but it doesn't bother me. It's not seeming to be a problem. So I would say this isn't as good as the AUTOFIBER reacher tool. But again, I picked this up for about 16 bucks, so it's one of the cheaper ones on the list. Another problem though is that the head of the unit is getting saturated very quickly because there's no padding to the actual microfiber. It's pretty much saturated and done. Now I'm doing this in the evening. It's getting darker outside, so the window's not gonna dry as fast. Let me go ahead and flip this over to the other side, the smooth side, if you guys can see me, and then try that again. Flip this over. And I'm just not getting consistent coverage, guys. I can tell that most of it's hitting just on the back of the plate, not the whole thing. Next up, we're gonna go ahead and use the item from Amazon. I'm gonna go ahead and extend the handle all the way out. Once again, we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna spritz some water onto the glass and check it out. So the reach on this one is absolutely phenomenal. However, the head is feeling pretty sticky. So whatever microfiber that they're using isn't the best, and it is just kind of a low pile, which potentially can leave some linting behind. So not my favorite there either. This handle is fantastic, but that's pretty much where this thing lies. As far as the head and the cleaning ability, it's completely saturated just after that little bit. Zero padding to it. I'm gonna pass on this one. Moving on from there, the AUTOFIBER reacher tool. Once again, guys, we're just gonna go ahead and spritz it down. And again, I'm starting off with the twist loop side, which is a higher pile, really nice microfiber. Again, AUTOFIBER is actually a microfiber manufacturer. So they make premium microfiber towels. And again, guys, this is why I use this one. It just feels super slick. You can feel the compression of the head. So you're getting a nice consistent pattern of pressure across the whole glass, leaving you with the best results. Let me go ahead and flip it over to the waffle weave side real quick. And we'll go back across. And once again, yeah, just flashing out really, really nicely. One thing that I will note is some people have mentioned, like, why do they leave it open? And I do understand that. The head of the microfiber piece is kind of dangling. For me, it's not an issue, but it is something to note. Next up, the Viking tool from my local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. Spritz it down. And yeah, again, we're having the same issue with the microfiber on this one. It's just kind of grabbing quite a bit. So I'm afraid that that's going to leave linting behind. As far as the reach of the tool goes though, it is fantastic. Feels good in the hand. No problems there. It's just that the microfiber head doesn't feel super great. And again, there's not a ton of padding to it. And again, it's already saturated after that one piece. So we would be switching over to a new pad. And last but not least, the invisible glass tool. Final step here, guys. Now this one is more of a waffle weave type of microfiber and not just a traditional pile to it. So let's see. Yep, and this one feels much, much better as well. Not quite as good as the AUTOFIBER one, in my opinion, but it does feel very, very good. Now, one problem with this is, again, because this head is so thin with that little bit of padding, it is saturated already, so I would want to probably switch to another one. Having a dry surface is what is going to be able to get you those streak-free finishes. If you're just wiping it around all wet, you're going to leave streaks behind, so keep that in mind. But as far as the head and the microfiber goes, it feels much better than the other kind of generic ones. The AUTOFIBER one is definitely the best microfiber, but this one would be a second. So there you have it, 5 different options for these windshield cleaning tools. Hopefully this test gives you an idea so you can make an educated decision on which one you want to go with. So that's it for today's video. I hope that helps. Go out and get yourself one of those tools, see which one works best for you. Again, the AUTOFIBER is the most expensive. The one from Amazon, I believe, was the cheapest. But do with that what you will. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and we'll see you guys on the next one.